guys, and welcome back to my channel. As I promised in my previous video, I am going to go through everything that I went through for my wedding, how I planned it, how it all came together. Okay, so it all started when my, at the time, fiance proposed to me on New Year's Day of 2017. So he did the most wonderful proposal, and you can find that article on my blog. But ever since that moment happened, ever since that day, I started planning for our wedding. When I say I didn't waste time, I mean I wasted no time. Now, you gotta understand that I'm one of those girls that grew up just can't wait to get married, can't wait to have babies and all the rest of it. So that was my mentality. So I had always had an idea of what I wanted my wedding to look like, feel like, and whatever the case is. Now, keeping in mind with me and my partner, we were paying for our own wedding, funding it ourselves, with a bit of help from our mums. But it sort of was one of those situations where it's like, okay, does that mean we're limited? Blah, 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 blah. But at the end, I promise you, it ended up being the exact type of wedding that I would have chosen, whether I had the budget that I had or whether I had like $1 million to work with. It was exactly what we wanted at the end, to a point where some of our friends said they wish they had their wedding like ours. So hopefully you can learn heaps in this video. And I guess the most important thing is, remember, so long as at the end of the day you get married to the person that you love, the rest does not matter. I promise you, take it from me when I say that that is by far the most important thing. Choose the right person and your marriage will succeed, no problem. So I think the most important thing when planning a wedding is organizing your budget. Even if you go over or under, whatever the case is, like we went a bit over, but creating a budget. And when I say budget, I don't mean, okay, that's the figure, that's it. We're gonna stick to that. Because money goes quicker than you could ever imagine. You have to create yourself an Excel spreadsheet or use my template, put in the income, break it down weekly. I made a mistake of breaking it down monthly, but it's so much more useful breaking it down weekly because you can put in every single expense you could possibly think of. So pop that through, make yourself an Excel spreadsheet. It will save your life. You'll know exactly what you can and cannot spend on at any time. You can even go online and check it out while you're there at the photographer's office or whatever the case is. If they tell you a price, you don't even have to go home and think about it. You can go, okay, give me a second, pop it into your thing. Does it work out? Will you still have enough money for what you budgeted for everything else? Yes or no? Go from there. So that's number one. Number two is finding yourself a good decorator and a good coordinator for on the day. Our decorators thankfully provide that service as well. So we paid a bit more and got them to organize everything on the day and coordinate everything. So it was not my headache on the day, I could purely enjoy it. I cannot tell you when it all, like push comes to shove, as much as you're like, no, but I can do this, on the day you just want to enjoy it because it goes by in a flash. So just make sure that you have someone to coordinate everything on the day. Keeping in mind our wedding was more of like the outdoor DIY-y sort of thing, even though we didn't do it ourselves. The company did it themselves, but it was more that than a organized venue sort of thing. So it's very important to get people that you trust, the decorators. They have to share your vision, understand where you're coming from, what kind of feel you want to go for. It's super important that you click. Then the next thing we did was book in a photographer. Because I'm a photographer, it was a huge deal for me to get the right photographer. I looked everywhere and actually decided on someone and cancelled just because I stumbled across this person and this company and their sort of aesthetic, and it blew my mind. They had exactly what I wanted in a photographer. Very feeling invoking, if that makes sense. Like their photos just like put you in that moment just by looking at them. Maybe I see it like that because I'm a photographer, but I'm sure you guys can judge for yourself from the photos that come out of this. Okay, so obviously because I'm a YouTuber, I thought, how am I gonna save some money? I know, I can hire a videography company that can just send me the raw footage and I will edit it myself. If you're good with that sort of thing, by all means do that. But the most important thing is that wherever you can cut costs, whether your profession is in, I don't know, whatever it is, whatever your creative juices go to, try and use that as best you can. The more money you can save that way, the better. Because I guarantee at some point you'll be like, oh shoot, we should have done this. And you'd need to like sort of have that extra cash to grab from. So keep that in mind as well. However you can save money, do it. Anyway, so our videographer was more than happy to, well, the company was more than happy to send us the raw footage and I can edit it whichever way I liked, which is perfect because sometimes I have seen videos where it's like, it looks beautiful, but it's just not my style or how I do it. So yeah, so if you don't like the way they've shot our wedding, that's fair enough. It's my sort of creative style of video editing, so hopefully don't judge them on that, judge them on the shots. So yeah. Okay, next I'll go on to the dress. The dress. Okay, so I started off with the thought of I want it to sort of be soft but also a bit sexy. It's just how I sort of envisioned my wedding dress. I didn't want the typical, you know, like strapless dress with the puffy end, or, you know, the mermaid fished out, whatever the case is, right? I just wanted my sort of vision to come true. Now, I started off by finding a bodysuit. I found this bodysuit from Homebody and it was so pretty. They had nailed the aesthetic. Sorry. I am doing this pretty late at night, so forgive me. Anyway, so they nailed it. So I bought that. Well, I was worried that it wasn't going to be long enough for my torso because I know play suits, bodysuits and all the rest of it are quite short on me because I am a taller torso kind of person. So I did ask them, I reached out, I said, look, this is what I'm looking to use for my wedding dress, as to be part of my wedding dress, and they were more than happy to help. They were able to supply me with a sample size that they had already had, which saved my life because it tended to be it was a bit looser than the pieces that they sell, and they were just amazing. Thank you so much to Homebody. You guys have been legends. Thank you for a beautiful piece. Then I took it to a dressmaker. My dressmaker did the most amazing job ever. She was, so you wouldn't really think, you know, in your mind, it's sort of like, if you're gonna pay more money, you're gonna get what you paid for. But she was affordable. She was so lovely. Her attitude was just great. She went with everything that I was telling her. She also made suggestions about things that I didn't even think of. She put something together that I didn't even think would be nailed as well as she executed it. She truly did an amazing job. And I actually also got her to do my bridal robe. So it's a bit of like a lacy, sexy, see-through sort of thing for my boudoir sort of photos. The company is called Dressmaking and such. The next thing we did was we booked a venue. Now, the first venue we went for 3 months before the wedding cancelled on us. Well, they didn't even cancel. I found out that they sold the property. I called them to confirm that the wedding was still going ahead, only to find out, sorry darling, we've sold the property. Okay, anyway, ended up finding a property on Airbnb, which is hosted by Jay. I'll put the details for the property below. Like, when I say things happen for a reason, things happen for a reason. that's another thing that I will tell you. If something goes wrong in your wedding, don't see it as a bad thing. It wasn't meant to happen that way anyway, and you will figure it out and it will end up better than you could have ever imagined. Our new property that we found was everything that I could have dreamt of. I didn't even go check it out myself. I sent our decorator, see what I mean? I couldn't do it, so they went and did it for us, and appreciate it so much. So anyway, didn't even check it out until the day before, because what we did was we stayed 3 nights just so that we can prepare the day before and rest the day after, and that was perfect. Anyway, the day before the wedding, when I drove through that driveway, I was in tears. I was bawling my eyes out, like imagine Kim Kardashian crying face, like that. I was in hysterics as to how much I loved the property. I couldn't believe I was getting married there. And it was in Mount Dandenong, which was always like my childhood dream. So worked out better than ever. And the host of the property, she's so lovely. Like, we're still in contact to this day. She's just amazing. She went above and beyond to accommodate us and help us out as much as she could. Can't speak more highly of her. As you can tell, we got pretty lucky with a lot of things. We got really good people surrounding us, a lot of support from all our vendors. Like, for example, when our venue had to be changed and the date of the wedding had to be changed, that was the most traumatic thing that had happened to me within the whole scape of the wedding planning. And everyone came together, everyone. And I'm so thankful for that. Anyway, sorry, I can't stop saying thanks. I feel like this is gonna be a thanks video. Anyway, so then we also went on to the little details. The little details being the hair, the makeup, all the rest of it. So my hair was done by Zena hair. My first hairdresser that I had chosen, unfortunately couldn't make it to the new date because she already had another client booked for that date. And I didn't even get a hair trial. When Zena came in, she was the most lovely person. Like, I don't know how to explain her other than saying, like, she's like a butterfly. Like, she's so light. She's lighthearted. She was so lovely. Made us feel super comfortable. And first meet, we were like laughing and joking, and it was great. So on the day, she nailed it. She nailed the look that I wanted. She understood just by looking at a photo exactly what I wanted, and she nailed it. Then I chose my makeup artist. Now, of course, being into makeup myself, it was super important that I got someone that was good and very, very good. So her name's Taylor. She, I don't know why, do not ask me, but she's not, like, she doesn't go on Instagram and go, look what I can do, and I'm a makeup artist, and in everyone's faces. Like, I only knew she was a makeup artist. Like, I had known her from before. I didn't even know that she was a makeup artist or she went on to study makeup artistry. I only knew because I saw a mutual friend with her makeup done, and I'm like, oh my God, your makeup is amazing. Who did it? And she said, Taylor. And I was like, what? I didn't even realize she did makeup. So this girl, it's like, it's a shame that she's not all over that Instagram, because I know how much people want to see, you know, what that person's capable of and how they do their makeup. But she's so good. She's so good at her job. She's fantastic, and she's affordable, and she's lovely. She's just adorable human being. Anyway, so she was my makeup artist, and you could see the photos and you can be the judges of my hair and makeup. So if you like that, you can, you know, call them and book them for your wedding. Anyway, or your next event, that too. Then we found a DJ. Well, we had already found a DJ, but same as the hairdresser, couldn't make it to the new date when our venue changed. So found a new one through, I think either Airtasker or One Flare or Seeking Services. Guys, I promise you, you won't regret checking those websites out when you are planning your wedding, because they have everything. They've got everything. They just go into so much, everything. They'll try to beat prices and match prices and do all the rest of it. So definitely check out those websites. Anyway, so I found it was Melbourne Interactive Entertainment, I think. Anyway, details will be somewhere on this screen. But I basically said to them, I need a DJ pronto for this date, and I don't want them to be like, you know, nothing against older people, but you know, I wanted a fun vibe, young, fresh sort of DJ, but I didn't want it also to be someone that's immature and wild. So they assured me that they have people that are generally quite sane and I guess our age group, more relatable age group, and sort of had that sort of understanding for the music we liked. So anyway, booked it in. I was just like, I don't even know details of this DJ. I don't know if he's gonna do a good job, or I don't know what was gonna happen, right? So on the day, he went out of his way to come and meet us, because we were like getting ready and everything. He went out of his way before he started his set to come and meet us, to come and meet, you know, the people who are doing the speeches. Very well presented, dressed lovely, brought every single piece of gear that you could possibly need for a DJ, like awesome speakers that I think were hanging. It was amazing. It all looked great. It sounded fantastic. He was a great host as well, because we needed an MC, a DJ that can also MC and, you know, introduce people and on the mic and confident like that. He was so good. Like, if you've got to hire him if you have an event or party, because if we ever need a DJ again, he will definitely be the person we go to. His name is Daniel, but I mean, I'm sure the company has other DJs if like Daniel isn't available, but he was so lovely, cute as a button, just adorable, just so nice. So definitely shout out to him. Great job. Okay, so we also saved a lot of money by the way we did food. So canapes we all created the day before. On the Friday, I had Coles deliver all the ingredients that we could possibly need for canapes. Is that how you pronounce it? Canapes? I don't know. Anyway, so we made like skewers with, what's that? Bocconcini. Anyway, the cheese and like cherry tomatoes and like spinach and drizzled with balsamic vinegar and oil, things like that. So it was just very easy. I also ordered the deli wrap platter from Coles. It wasn't my first time. I've done that before and they are amazing. You just put them down on a platter. I think you get about maybe 40 in a pack and they're $35 and they're so nice and everyone loves them, and there's different flavors, different like things, fillings inside them. So you just put it on a platter, serve it out. That was for cocktail hour. We also bought our alcohol, of course, and you should see the bar that we've got now. It's basically all the leftover alcohol, and we bought way too much than we thought was necessary. Also for our food for the day, like the main meal, I guess, it was all a build your own burger bar. And we had these two amazing waiters. They were recommended from my sister's partner who used to manage these two guys, well, one girl, one guy, they're brother and sister. And I've told them many times, start your own business, start doing this. They are amazing, but I think they're doing their own thing, so fair enough. But thank you guys so much for all your help, because you guys made the day so easy. When the barbecue couldn't start, keeping in mind we had a build your own burger bar, so when the barbecue didn't start, they brought out all the pans and they started cooking all the burger patties. I think there was 140 on pans. So thank you so much for saving our life and coming through for us. Like, there was so many little things that went wrong on the day, and if I didn't have the support, the emotional support and the mental support behind me, I would have lost it. But you know, our celebrant was late, unfortunately, but no one even told me, which was great. My girls were just pretending that, you know, we still had time, you know, continue to get ready, continue to take photos, be distracted, all of that sort of thing. So, oh my God, thank you so much to the waiters. Thank you. Then last but not least, I mean, I'm sorry if I've forgotten anyone other than this. I will put the description and link as much as I can, so I'm sorry if I've forgotten anyone. But last but not least, thank you so much to Rachel, who is my injector. She made my face flawless for the day, so thank you so much. She works at the Laser Clinics Australia, Craigieburn, and somewhere else in Greensborough, but I will link her Instagram. That's how I found her. I'll link her Instagram in the section below, and then you can take a look at her work. She did my lips, she did my frown line. It's almost time for a bit of a update, but she did my my 11s, and she's also going to do a bit more work on me. But yeah, she nailed it. She looked after me. She even offered me, you know, a complimentary LED light therapy just so I don't bruise. She went above and beyond. She really takes her time with it. She doesn't rush through it. It's not about just the money for her. You can tell. She takes the time on you, and it felt so good to be there. And she made sure everything was super numb before going into it. So thank you. And everything came together. And honestly, if I can help you in any way, if you have any questions about what we did or how we did it or who we hired, or if there's someone that I've missed, I'm so sorry. But yeah, if there's any way that I can help you make your wedding dreams come true, I will try my best to do it. Enjoy all the links below. There will also be an article on my blog, so hopefully that helps you too, with heaps of pictures and all the details there as well. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the best in your wedding planning. Even if you're planning an event, I wish you all the best. Bye.